and get started. So I'll share my screen. Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us today. So the topic for today's Lunch and Learn is increasing efficiency in underwriting. So we're just going to be discussing our experiences working with CDFIs on helping them streamline their underwriting workflows and processes so they can gain more efficiency and underwrite more files. So for the agenda, we'll start off with introductions, then go over who we are, common challenges CDFIs face. We'll go into a demo of our solution Fundingo and how it can help with streamlining underwriting, and then open it up to a Q&A. And as we're going through this, it's totally cool if you have any questions to bring them up. We want to make this as interactive as possible. So
yes, especially since it's a smaller group.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my name is Chris. I'm the account executive here at CloudMyBiz. I've been with the company for about a year, and I've worked with numerous CDFIs. It's a market that we're looking to break into, and we've recently signed our first CDFI client a couple months ago. So we're definitely interested in just working with more CDFIs going forward. In terms of the common issues that we've seen when working with CDFIs, when it comes to underwriting, really comes down to 4 key areas. One would be probably the most important one out of all of these is the back and forth between multiple systems. We talk to a lot of clients who, as part of their underwriting process, they might be using Salesforce, but they're also using other tools such as, for example, Experian for a credit pull, LexisNexis for pulling a due diligence report. And there's a lot of back and forth that has to be done between using Salesforce and going to these other platforms for every loan and every file that they have to underwrite. So that is definitely one of the biggest issues that we've seen in our conversations, not just with CDFIs, but with all lenders that are underwriting. Kind of going along with that, financial spreading is one issue where a lot of people have a separate process in place where it's not currently being done in Salesforce. So they have to go back and forth between the 2 systems in order to accomplish that. Then the next is a lack of automation. A lot of clients that we speak to often aren't necessarily using their Salesforce environment to its fullest capabilities in terms of some of the workflow automation tools that are available. So that's definitely something that we're going to discuss later today. Then document collection. So collecting STIPs is definitely something that can be very tedious for some people. The back and forth and the constant emails in order to collect those documents is something that a lot of CDFIs and lenders that we've talked to has mentioned they would want to see more streamlined. So we could definitely dive into how Fundingo, our solution, allows for some streamlining in that aspect. And then finally, this one is really tied to the back and forth between multiple systems, but data visibility is a very important issue. And when you're using multiple systems, a very big issue that comes up is that you don't have all the data in one place. So you're not able to do as much reporting as you'd like. You might have, for example, the origination data on one system and then the servicing information on like another system. And you're not able to tie the different data points together to get a cohesive picture. And I know for CDFIs, impact reporting is very important. So that's one area where data visibility is a key issue. So moving on to some of the previous clients we worked with. One client we worked with is Triumph Business Capital, and they are not a CDFI, but I think their use case kind of shows the potential for improvements in underwriting. So with them, the challenge was that their underwriting was a very manual process. they were using multiple systems, and they had Salesforce, but it was really just being used on the sales side. They were taking about 5 to 7 days on average to underwrite a file. And what they needed was a turnaround of 1 to 2 days, given the market conditions. Having separate systems wasn't really working out for them. It just made the workflows very disjointed. So for the solution, what we did was we worked with Triumph Business Capital, and we did a business process review where we consulted with them. We spoke to them and the different underwriters to understand exactly what their current process is right now. We identified the pain points, and from there we proposed solutions for bringing everything onto Salesforce, making Salesforce the tool of choice for underwriting, and in doing so, speeding up the process for getting those files approved or rejected. And in terms of the results, they managed to increase new client signings 3% year over year. They reduced their application underwriting time from 5 to 7 days to 1 day or less, and they reduced headcount by 1/3. Going back to the data visibility, because they were able to consolidate their systems, they had more advanced metrics on employee speed at each stage of the process. So that was Triumph Business Capital. Are there any questions regarding this case study? Okay, so we'll move on to the demo.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Uh-huh.
So with Triumph Business Capital, what type of lender are they? Are they doing small business loans or real estate?
Yeah, so with Triumph, they were in the equipment finance space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
And are these short-term loans or long-term?
Yeah, so they were more long-term loans.
So are we talking 15 years or a shorter period of time?
I would have to check exactly what the time range was for their loans, but I do remember them being more on the long-term side of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, so we'll move on to the demo.